So my nephew needed a computer. Technically, he had a computer. Yeah, we'll kind of show that. But there was two different. One of them's an Alienware laptop that we'll do some work on, and the other one was a all-in-one touchscreen that had been left underneath where some condensation or water or whatever had dripped on it. So we weren't sure how well that might work. I did go ahead and break open the PC when I was very sure that it wasn't going to work. It was the LCD screen was kind of waterlogged. So I broke it open. I took out his hard drive out of there. I took out the memory because I figured we would go ahead and transpose that or put that into a different computer that is similar. Yeah, that didn't quite work out either. We'll cover that. So quite easily enough, the other computer that it's been on the channel before, it worked before, hasn't been worked on, played with, done anything with in about a year and a half. And it just doesn't work. So I changed the CMOS battery, figuring maybe that was the deal because it had been sitting for so long. Still didn't work. I played around with it a couple times. So my next option was to go ahead and find a laptop. Now the one I did find, I've used on the channel before. And so let's go ahead and kind of walk you through that a little bit. And we'll talk more in just a few minutes. All right, so this laptop is not really going to win any awards. And we know that we've kind of used this on the channel before, testing some games and seeing if it would hold up. But it does have a Pentium processor. It's got a very similar processor to what he already had. I'm going to take the 700 gig hard drive out of here. We do already have 8 gig of memory, but that memory runs at 1333. The memory we took out of his runs at 1600. So we want to make sure that it runs at the best it can. We've also got a 1 terabyte hard drive instead of the 700 gig hard drive that was in here. So we want to make sure the memory's a little bit quicker. We want to make sure that we're using his data, his information from his hard drive, and we're going to stick it all in here. But I have a secret weapon. Because I need 1600 instead of 1333. Remember that stuff I got a while back free? Just extra stuff? It also included some DDR3 laptop memory. And lo and behold, I've got some SK Hynix, the same that he does. So we're going to put those in there. And let's see what happens. So doing this is a little bit good news, bad news, and I'll explain why. Because it does have a cover, which is great, but that cover only allows you to get to the Wi-Fi card and the memory. We have to open it up further to get to the hard drive. So hang with me. But as we open this up, I can get to the memory. If I wanted to get to the Wi-Fi adapter, I could get to that too. But that's where the train ends. So, and it's 1333. We do know that that's lower speed memory. We're going to swap this out for the SK Hynix instead of the Samsung and give him not only more memory, but a little bit faster. It should operate a little bit better. Let's give this a shot. We will go ahead and do this step first. I'll open up the rest of the back. We'll change out the hard drive and we'll see what happens. Well, as it turns out, there's only one RAM slot. That's all right. We'll put the faster memory in there, but we still needed to crack the whole thing open to get to the hard drive, so we're going to swap that out next. All right, so after a little bit of a wipe down, make sure we clean everything up and all that stuff, we appear to be in decent shape. We'll go ahead and take it to my nephew and see if it meets his needs. Hopefully it does. It's got his hard drive in there, so we're able to save his data. It's not the best solution in the world, but it is somewhat comparable to what he already had. It's just not. It's a notebook instead of a stand-up on the desk all-in-one. But yeah, it's all cleaned up, all put back together, and I think we're in good shape. So yep, next was just take it to him. So at the end of the day, he actually, instead of going from a 2-core, 4-thread processor running at, I think it was like 2.2 gig. He's ended up with a 4-core, 4-thread. It's not a touch screen. It's a little bit smaller screen, but that's okay. He was going from like a 24-inch all-in-one down to like a 15-inch regular laptop. It will do everything he needs it to do right now. He doesn't need it to do a whole lot, and he and I made sort of a deal. If he takes care of that and uses it and gets some use out of it, then after the first of the year, we will go ahead and build a computer together and we'll put it on the channel. So everything will work out. He's happy trying to explore and figure out what information he did have on the data on that other computer. Evidently, he hadn't used it in quite a while. And it gives him something to do and something to work on and something to use in the meantime until we get to the point where we can go ahead and build him something. So everybody's happy. It all worked out pretty well. What am I going to do with the other two computers, the other two all-in-ones that obviously no longer function? Haven't figured that out yet. We will. We'll get to that. One of them is still sitting at my sister's house where I took all the guts out of it. The other one's still in my room where I've left it on my dresser because I didn't really have anywhere else I felt safe to put it. I'll eventually take that, the same place I've taken some of these others, and will take some of these other older Dells to be recycled, and maybe either let somebody else try to take a look at it and fix it, or the parts broken down so that they're usable somewhere else. In any case, that's what it is. He now has a computer that is up and running. He is happy. He's got his data back that was in use before, and he hasn't been able to get to in a while since his computer kind of messed up. And yeah, we're starting from a good spot. We'll get him going, and then let him figure it out. And maybe after the first year, we'll put a build video on the channel for him. Sounds like a good idea. So if you got anything on this video at all, you just kind of like following along, maybe, I don't know, some interest in recycling other parts going into laptops, vice versa, or whatever, yeah, go ahead and throw a like on the video. If you haven't got a chance to yet to subscribe, please do. Trying to hit 1,500. Would love to hit it by the end of the year. That would be amazing. I can only do it with you guys' help. So please do if you don't mind. Don't forget to follow me on the other socials. But if you don't do anything else, please do me just one favor. And that's be good to each other. Be kind. Hold the door open. Smile. Wave. Say good morning. Say good afternoon. Something. Just take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And there's still some projects out there that I'm working on. The Z440. I've got the RTX 3050 that came in that I'm testing with other stuff. Some of these Dells back behind me and all are still going. But until I get myself into something I got no business getting into, that's all I got. So I'll see you later.